What's up, guys? Let me set the final things up and check quickly if my mic is working. Mm. Okay, amazing. Everything is working. I see the first people are joining. Amazing to see you guys again. I'm going to open the chat here so I can check up on that also. But amazing for the people that are tuning in once again. It has been a while since the last time we went live. So it's good to be back, and we have quite some important data ahead of us, so that's why I do wanted to go live. Since today we don't have one data point, but actually two major economic data points, which I want to discuss in today's live stream. Because we have the PCE data, which is important inflation data, and the GDP growth dropping. I would say the GDP is always going to be the major data point here, the most important one. And after that, the PCE index is, of course, an interesting one. Okay, my chat gets absolutely smashed with fake. Well, I have not seen this before. Let me quickly. Please don't engage with anything in this chat. This is insane. Remove. Oh, what is this, man? All of these bots. YouTube is just getting worse and worse. What the hell, man? Don't engage with anything in this chat. I'm going to do a quick post also that we are live. And it looks like I should get an admin. Just doing a quick post on X that we are live. What the hell, man? All of these bot comments, insane. Oh. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, just did a quick post on X, and now I'm going to try to delete all of this. Oh man, what is this? Token you mentioned in your previous video. This is so stupid, man. Let me delete all of this stuff. Hopefully we don't get another wave. Alright. I've removed the most of these comments. I hope there are also some real people watching here. I see some people tuning in. Don't interact with anything in the chat, please. I'm removing all of it. Everything is removed now. And if it comes back, just don't interact with it. Okay, back to the content of the video. PCE data. We are looking into the month-over-month and both year-over-year figures, of course, with the forecast being 2.8 and 0.3 here for the PCE prices. And then late today we also have the PMI, actually 50 minutes later, so I might just stay live then up until the data is going to drop too. But GDP growth rate is expected to be 3.5. Previous one was 4.4, much higher than expected. So now it's expected to come in a little bit lower. And actually, just before this data is going to drop, I think Trump just came out with some news. He claims that the recent Democrat-led government shutdown cost the economy at least 2 percentage points of GDP. So he might have seen something about his GDP data in advance, and maybe the GDP data is going to come out much worse than expected. I would not be surprised because, yeah, usually when Trump comes out with something like that, he knows something. I'm quickly going to open the Bitcoin chart too. So we can have a look on the 5-minute perspective. We're actually coming down a little bit towards the 67k level. So let's see where we could be moving next. Data is coming out in about 7 minutes from here on. So eager to see if Trump is going to be right, and indeed the data is going to come out quite badly. For Bitcoin, I just upload the video, of course, so most of the guys watching do know what I think of Bitcoin by now, but I think this is definitely quite the interesting chart with the Bitcoin fractal cycle being repeated here, with these bear market phases, short-term cycles, and the 4-year cycle basically, where we have two major short-term cycles, and we have the bear market phases, and now we are basically within that bear market phase. We have the accumulation, markup, and distribution, and now the bear market phase during the midterm year. When are the numbers due? They are due in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. That's when the PCE and GDP drop. But yeah, I think it's going to be likely that Bitcoin will stay bleeding during this midterm year towards potentially this October period. Because yeah, until proven otherwise, I think it's going to play out exactly the same, to be honest. And this chart has been quite accurate about exactly those bottoms. So somewhat of bleeding, prolonged consolidation. I think that's going to be the most likely scenario for Bitcoin here. It might be a little bit of a boring one, but unfortunately this is the reality, I would say. Then, of course, the US E1 numbers here, where the US is expected to strike Iran, and the odds are moving a little bit up compared to this morning, because I just handled it in the video also. So the odds remain to be moving up, which is of course not amazing to see. And that's going to be causing some volatility. And then I'm getting quite interested in to see where Bitcoin could be moving next, outside of the range. Because of course, if something big is going to happen here, it will have quite a large effect on Bitcoin. I think for Bitcoin it's hard to say where it's going to move next on the short-term perspective, because we have a lot of liquidity at both sides. So you can't really be saying anything about Bitcoin based on liquidation heat map. And we are simply range trading here, I would say. So if we come back to the range high, I would say move towards the range low is going to be likely. If we come to the range low first, we're going to move to the range high. And probably inside this range, we are going to grab liquidity at both sides. So I think there will be some good trading opportunities, most definitely. But yeah, that first move is going to be a tricky one. I don't know exactly what will happen. I think at both sides, liquidity will be grabbed, most definitely. It could be both ways. So that first decision will make up. I think if we move towards top side first, I might open a short-term short position here. If we move low first, I might be interested into opening a long position here at the lower side. Just a smaller one, not really a swing trading position, of course. But it is quite a significant move, 62k towards 70k, so this is about an 8k range. let's call it a 10k one with liquidity grabs and stuff. Data coming out in about 3 minutes from here. For the people that don't know, the chat does get spammed sometimes, so I'm trying to delete all of the messages, but please don't engage with those messages. Very important. Very important. Click on WEEX. I will be opening the trading position on WEEX, by the way. If you're still looking for an exchange to be trading on, you can join WEEX with the link in the description. With the first link in the description, actually, you can join WEEX if you're getting interested in that. And second of all, I quickly want to show something. Just give me a minute here. Just wanted to quickly show the profits inside of the VIP community, because we've been growing quite quickly and a lot of new members, but also a lot of new profits. So most of you guys do know by now, but yeah, we're doing quite well. And just the profits from off today, yesterday, this week, absolutely amazing. So yeah, make sure to come over if you're still looking for a community to be trading in. Data in 1 minute, so I'm going to switch over to the X page and here the economic data, trading economics. So let's see. What is it going to be? 3.5 the forecast for GDP. I think GDP is the most important, so that is what we focus on here. That is what we focus on. Should be coming out now. PCE is a little bit higher than expected. 2.9, expectations 2.8. Oof, GDP 1.4. Oof, oof, oof. That's quite some bad data, if I'm reading that correctly. That will definitely cause some fear. .4 instead of 3.5. Oof. That's not very good data. Let me quickly post it on X. I'm quickly doing some expos and then I'm coming back to discuss because this is quite some awful data. Okay, just a bit off the news posting. Bit unfortunate, but coming back to the live stream now, we had some awful US GDP data. So just like we discussed earlier, um, Trump did indeed come out, and he did probably see the GDP data before it came out, and the US economy is slowing down by a lot. So that's most definitely not good. Um, and this is why also Bitcoin seems to be coming down here. And this is definitely not a good thing to see. So Bitcoin is reacting on the news coming down. It's not only the GDP data, also the inflation data is coming out slightly higher than expected. But I don't necessarily think that's going to be too much of a problem here. But this GDP data is definitely quite awful. The US economy growth is slowing down by a lot. So not good to see, not good to see. 1.5 points under the expectation. That's very bad. And everybody's talking about it already. This is very bad data. Indeed. Let me see if I can pull up a chart. US GDP growth. We actually had two quite good quarters, with Q1 2025 being negative, Q2 2025, Q3, Q4 2025, 1.4. We've seen it before, I would say, slow growth, and then the quarter after that being a very good one again. But this is most definitely not looking very good. And in about 5 minutes from here, we also Yeah, it's very bad. Phew, large dump for Bitcoin. Going to post about that. Very bad data. And informants, we also have the PMI coming out. Back to trading economics. PMI. There we go. And we are looking into 53 and 52.6 here. Consensus. The last data was much higher, and now it's expected to come in a little bit lower than expected. So PMI coming in even higher than the previous number, or expectations, but higher than the previous number would be even more amazing. That would be quite a good thing. And now the PMI data in about 5 minutes. Large dump for Bitcoin, 66. Bitcoin trading on the mid-range level now. So a break lower here could lead to a significant... If Bitcoin truly breaks low from here, I think 60k or 61, 62k could be next. But let's see how the PMI looks like. Maybe maybe the PMI could push Bitcoin a little bit back up. But we want to see the data coming in higher than expected for the PMI. Because still a lot of people argue, and you can definitely not... Check this. Still a lot of people argue that the PMI is a leading indicator for Bitcoin and for crypto, definitely for altcoins. And I agree, up until a certain point. So, let's see. All for GDP. Okay, PMI in 1 minute. PMI in 1 minute. Bitcoin's bouncing a little bit. Small wick here. PMI in 1 minute. There we go. Nothing yet here on my screen. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming later. 6:45. I thought it was 5:45. So PMI drops in about an hour from here then. Okay, good to know. Sorry guys, was reading the time wrong. Terrible numbers, yeah, indeed. Awful numbers. Definitely for the crypto market, which is very US lead. But I must say, it is absolutely terrible data. But I don't think the Bitcoin move is very significant. I would say a small dump like this is quite bullish actually. Because I would say if the US GDP comes in 1.5 points lower than expected, I would have expected an even bigger Bitcoin dump, to be honest. Because awful it definitely is. Terrible numbers indeed. So let's see how Bitcoin is going to. I would not be surprised if we see a little bit more weakness here in the next few hours because of the data, because that's getting priced in now. But yeah, let's see if Bitcoin can hold on this mid-range level. That's going to be the most important thing. If we now see significant drop lower, I would not be surprised if Bitcoin comes down to the range low once again. And guys, that was it for today's live stream then. We have seen the data. I'm a little bit scared that we see more weakness, honestly. Later this evening maybe. Because that happens sometimes after we saw such data. But then we are looking into the mid-range level, and I told you guys everything about what I think could be happening on the short term, what could be next year. So just make sure if you're new tuning in to watch daily update videos, to scroll back a little bit to the live stream so you can see what I think on Bitcoin here. Don't forget, if you haven't done so, to sign up on WEEX if you do want to start trading, if you do want to be prepared for the next setup we are going to take. You can sign up on WEEX, trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of the different altcoins, with an absolutely amazing bonus that you can claim with the link in the description on today's live stream. So make sure to come and check it out if you're getting interested in that. Let me see if this still works. Yeah. Link still works, so you can claim up to 30k in bonuses basically for both new and existing users. So come over and check it out. And yes, that's it basically. Thanks to all of you guys for watching. Let's see where Bitcoin will be heading next from here. And I will see you guys within the next update video tomorrow morning.